This was the fastest to vanish country in the world. Only 55 days separated its founding from its fall. An Italian man built a 400-square-meter artificial island and declared independence. Yet just 55 days after founding, it faced collapse. The Italian government sent 4 elite soldiers and wiped out the newborn nation in one move. As the joke goes, it's the only country Italy ever defeated. Afterward, the founder insisted this was blatant aggression and asked the United Nations to step in on his behalf. On February 13, 1969, 4 fully armed Italian soldiers boarded Rose Island, formerly the Republic of Rose Island, a newly declared micronation. But it measured only 400 square meters, so Italy sent just 4 soldiers to launch this war of annihilation. Since Rose Island had no army, the war was completely one-sided. The soldiers stormed the president's office the moment they landed, tying up the president and all the ministers. Outraged by Italy's bullying, President Giorgio Rosa kept protesting. He even telegraphed Italy's president to condemn the violation of his state's sovereignty as thuggish behavior. It had no effect. The soldiers roughly tossed him onto a boat, hauled out pre-placed explosives, boom, and Rose Island was officially destroyed. Tied to the boat, President Rosa watched his dream blown to pieces. But that wasn't the end. He maintained it was outright aggression. He had spent a full decade building that island. Giorgio Rosa was a marine engineer, highly capable and the holder of several patents. In 1958, he planned to build an offshore platform to run a bar, among other things. But offshore construction meant layers of permits, slow and complicated. His project was rejected as soon as he submitted it, officials calling the idea unrealistic and technically infeasible. Rosa fumed, "I'm an engineer, do I need you to teach me the technical part?" Years of frustration with bureaucracy finally boiled over. Agencies moved at a glacial pace. Many projects stalled under endless delays. Countless plans he wanted to realize were strangled by red tape. Worst of all, he felt the government did little, but taxed him all the same. "I work myself to the bone, and you just squeeze me," he thought. Rosa had had enough. What good is a government like this? I could do better. With that, a wild idea took shape. If the government was useless, why not build a country of his own? No red tape, no middlemen, and he'd be in charge. Today that would be impossible, but in the 1950s and 60s the idea had a real shot. From that moment, Rosa, the nation builder, set out to found a state. At the time he was still an Italian citizen, with Italian ID. If he founded a country on Italian soil, it would be crushed. But going too far away would be inconvenient. Was there somewhere close, outside Italy's control, where he could build? After surveying, he found the perfect site, in the Adriatic Sea, 11.61 kilometers off Rimini, Italy. Italy's territorial waters then extended 6 nautical miles, about 11.11 kilometers. By design, his site was roughly 500 meters beyond that limit, technically international waters, outside Italy's jurisdiction. Perfect, couldn't be better. Say no more, that's the spot. As a skilled offshore engineer, Rosa devised a system for building a man-made island and patented the technique. He recruited 4 friends and a crew, cast 9 hollow columns, packed them with rebar, drove them into the seabed, and filled them with concrete to resist corrosion. With the foundation in place, the rest became easier. On top of the pilings, Rosa built a 400-square-meter platform rising from the sea. 2 stories of rooms went up, then he finished and outfitted them. It took years to complete the platform and buildings. For fresh water, Rosa surveyed the site and discovered an aquifer 280 meters below, a source of fresh water. After months of hard drilling, the island had its own well. By then it was 1967, 9 years after Rosa began. The island was built, now it needed a name. After some thought, he named it Rose Island. On August 20, 1967, Rose Island opened to the public. By then the facilities were robust: restaurant, bar, shops, post office, tourism and leisure in one place. Every room had an ocean view. It was a stunner. Soon Rosa returned to Italy to promote Rose Island, with spectacular results. This fanciful offshore build quickly drew crowds of curious visitors. Beyond Italians, many Europeans from other countries flocked there. Rose Island soon became a continental hotspot. During peak travel season, it handled heavy daily traffic. Riding the tourism wave, Rosa made good money. But for Rosa, profit was secondary. His end goal was statehood. A country needs the basics: territory, a government, sovereignty, people. So far he had 400 square meters of territory, and little else. Realizing that, Rosa moved quickly. First, choose an official language. Italian? He decided to be different, choosing Esperanto as the Republic's official tongue, a constructed language created in 1887 by L. Zamenhof. At first it struggled for acceptance, widely doubted. Rosa felt that origin story fit his project perfectly. With the language set, he continued the DIY nation building. He stylized 3 roses into a national emblem. With an emblem, next came the flag. Hoisted, it flew proudly. He then combed through music and chose the Act 3 chorus from the Flying Dutchman as the national anthem, and set the currency as the mill, pegged to the Italian lira. With culture sorted, it was time to form a government. By then, 6 friends had signed on. Rosa waved his hand and made them officials. He created a cabinet, the president's office plus 5 ministries: finance, interior, commerce, relations, and foreign affairs. He served as president, his friends as chief of staff, and the 5 ministers. They unanimously adopted the name Republic of Rose Island. With everything ready, on May 1, 1968, Rosa formally declared independence. Comrades, the Republic of Rose Island is born. Brothers, May 1, 1968, 500 meters outside of territorial waters. Independent from all states, we are making history here. You are going to be truly free. We're happy to welcome you to Don't Die. After the declaration, Rose Island's popularity soared. Freedom-loving Europeans grew even more curious about the microstate because it was so audacious. Visitors could not only see it up close, they might even enjoy presidential-level hospitality from the president himself. Media splashed the story across front pages, and Rosa's treasury swelled. The finance minister joked his hands cramped from counting. Still, Rosa wanted more. A nation can't be only officials, it needs citizens. Soon, applications for citizenship began to roll into Rosa. Some people even wrote directly to the Italian government to renounce Italian nationality and join Rose Island. That alarmed the Italian authorities. A small step might have been ignored, but now it stirred public sentiment. Time to shut it down. On the morning of June 25, 1968, a dozen police, gendarmes, and tax officers surrounded the island. Rosa, just awake, was baffled. "What are you doing?" he demanded. After a long back and forth, he finally understood. Italy not only rejected his statehood, but accused him of tax evasion and even suspected him of providing cover for Soviet nuclear submarines. In short, they threw every allegation they could at him. As noted earlier, Rosa had measured the site carefully. He was confident it lay beyond Italy's territorial waters, outside their jurisdiction. 2 lines from a tax official captured the brazen stance. "You're an Italian citizen." Rosa replied, "No, I've declared independence. I'm a citizen of Rose Island. We don't agree, so it doesn't count." After just 55 days, his sovereignty was dismissed. Italian officials expelled all visitors, cratering the island's economy. In the name of his government, Rosa sent another telegram to Italy's president: "Your military occupation violates our sovereignty, an act of aggression." Italy's response was simple: no reply. With no recourse, Rosa sought support everywhere. He denounced Italy in the press and urged people to speak up. As an ordinary person, his voice carried little weight. He couldn't fight a state. The government insisted he was an Italian citizen, wherever he was. He owed taxes. As for his citizenship, you don't decide, we do. After months of struggle, Italy made its decision: demolish Rose Island. On February 11, 1969, the order went out. Ironically, Rosa's construction was too solid to dismantle. They resorted to explosives. On February 13, 1969, the eve of Valentine's Day, Rose Island, a symbol of romance, met its tragic end. Rosa, with officials and citizens, hoped to make a last stand, but the soldiers had guns. 4 soldiers tied them up on the spot and blew up the island. Over a ton of explosives were used, yet only the superstructure collapsed. The pilings bent, but stubbornly stood. After the destruction, Rosa announced a government in exile. For a long time, he continued in the media to condemn the Italian government. He even printed, at his own expense, commemorative stamps depicting the blast. His protests had little effect on Italy. Worse, the authorities billed him 11 million lire for the demolition, salt in the wound. Time jumped into the 21st century. By then, few people still mentioned Rose Island or Rosa. But in 2007 the story took a new turn. Netflix heard about Rose Island and contacted Rosa, planning a film. Released in 2020, it was titled Rose Island, also known as The Incredible Story of the Rose Island. In 2017, Rosa passed away. Before his death, an Italian diver found the island's remains and brought up a brick from the structure, inscribed with the line, "A diver from Rimini is honored to return a frog."